There is no such thing as an ugly man. You just need to know what attracts women. So here's something of note. Women like men who aren't taken. Yes, research from the Oklahoma State University confirmed this. So, do you want to be irresistible to her? How about getting in shape, developing a killer look, and getting with someone else? Well, that might work, but is it the only way? Isn't there a better way? Of course there is. Masculine cologne. When it comes to how you smell, think of it as the subtle art of flattery. Your scent will be the first thing to introduce you even before you say a word to her. And trust me, if your scent is saying the right things, she won't be able to resist you. Now, all you need is a light spritz to subtly signal your presence. You don't want to be cheap or obvious. You just want a masculine aroma that will linger in the background and tantalize her senses. You want a scent that drives her wild. You've probably seen a situation where a man walks into a room and instantly grabs the attention of all the women. Well, a masculine cologne is one of the things that you need to do. Intelligence. You've probably been to a cafe and seen a woman talking to a man for hours and all the while blushing. Yeah, you bet she's talking to an intelligent man who just happens to know all the right things to say. Women are drawn to men who can stimulate them intellectually. Yes, a man that can keep her engaged will keep her long after the engagement. Women can't resist men who are not only brighter, but also more inventive, not than them, but than the average Joe. Being well-read and expanding your knowledge is a big plus. Whether it's literature, science, fiction, non-fiction, intelligence is a significant player in the game of attraction. Leadership and confidence. Leadership is an alpha trait, and it's the secret weapon that sets you apart from the crowd. It's the same power that makes girls crush on celebrities that they've never seen. I once had a girl that had a huge crush on Brad Pitt, and she once told me that if he ever asked her out, she'd go. Obviously, I wasn't in control, and as time went on, we went our separate ways. The problem was that I didn't look like a leader, and the confidence wasn't there. But I learned the secret of being a man. A man is expected to be a leader, and a leader has to be confident. It's not about bragging or being a know-it-all. It's about becoming the kind of man who radiates strength, stability, and undeniable confidence. This aura is something that no woman can resist. Empathy. A woman wants to be cared for, and to care for her, you need to be able to understand her. But there is no way you can do that without empathy. Now, let's understand empathy before someone confuses it for being a crybaby. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in other people's shoes. It shows that you are attentive and you can feel what she's feeling. That way, you'll be able to care for her better. As you know, women love to share their feelings, dreams, and day-to-day events, but it's hard to find someone to do it with. If you can provide this need for any woman, she'll not be able to let you go, ever. Good sense of humor. Who doesn't like to laugh? Nobody but women just can't seem to get enough of men with a good sense of humor. So, can you deliver unexpected jokes? Can you make the time together enjoyable? Well, then you got her. And I mean that factually, as confirmed by research carried out by Jeffrey Hall, the professor of communication studies at the University of Kansas. So, the study showed that the more a man tries to be funny and the more jokes the woman laughs at, the more likely they'll date. So the more you crack her up, the more she'll be open for you. Fitness. Now, not everybody has a chiseled body or six-pack abs, and it's not a must, but women love men who prioritize their health. Part of prioritizing your health is having a regular fitness routine and maintaining a relatively balanced diet. Also, there's something about the post-workout glow that captivates women. Yeah, I'm talking about the pheromones that you sweat out after a workout. Believe it or not, it's one of the things that draw women to the gym. They love it, but hey, that doesn't mean that you should skip the shower. Now that we're halfway through the video, why don't you hit that subscribe button to support the channel? Do the same for the like button if you're enjoying this video. All done? Let's get back to the list. Modesty. There is nothing quite as attractive to a woman as a man who possesses a strong sense of self while remaining modest. It's that fine blend that makes them appear so sophisticated, hence making them irresistible. Girls look at that and they know that they can rely on you and feel secure. Interestingly, research also supports this. In a study involving 459 college students, it was found that women were more satisfied with their partners when they showed modesty and respect. Independence. Independent men are like the self-reliant beasts. They don't need a crutch to lean on or someone to hold their hand. They've got their life under control, and now the girls want to be under their control too. Independence has a way of driving women wild. But why? Because it shows a man's capacity to solve problems. It also shows emotional stability. Trust me, a crybaby attitude is as much of a turn-off for women as independence is a turn-on. In a world that encourages men to be vulnerable, real men understand the value of stability. Don't ever give up the ability to stand on your own for vulnerability. Generosity. Generally, generosity shows that a man cares about others as well as himself. So you want a woman that open up to you, you're gonna need to open your wallet sometimes. But hey, be careful. If you don't want to make yourself an irresistible to a gold digger, you gotta be modest about it. You don't want to do too little and come off as stingy, or too much and come off as a fool, so... Yeah, just so you know how powerful generosity is in the dating game, the University of Worcester conducted a study on it. And interestingly, they discovered that women found men most attractive when they were being generous and charitable, regardless of their physical appearance. So guys, generosity makes you more attractive to women than your look. Manners. If you want to be that kind of guy who turns heads and leaves women feeling weak in the knees, here's a vital lesson. Manners matter. Manners maketh man. Yes, when you carry yourself with respect and show good manners, women sit up and take notice. Women wants a man that's not self-centered. They want someone who's used to making people feel valued. Simple things like opening doors, offering your jacket on a chilly night, or simply being an attentive listener can go a long way. These actions send a powerful message. They're not empty gestures, they're your way of showing her that she matters. And for giving her that feeling, she will never be able to resist you. Dignity. So here's the thing. Dignity begins with self-respect. So if you can't value who you are and what you stand for, why should anybody else bother to do so? In today's complex world where men and masculine qualities can sometimes be marginalized, it's crucial to learn to respect yourself. It's not about arrogance. It is knowledge of self built on dignity. So what does this mean in your daily interactions with people? Well, you'll have to set clear boundaries and not allow anybody, including her, to trample on you. Dignity also means that you don't resort to desperate measures just to grab her attention. If you do, you might come off as creepy. Rather, act like you know your value, don't settle for scraps, and don't be afraid to walk away from a bad deal. The romantically young at heart. So, are you one of those dudes who keeps the flames of romance alive after she gives in? Or are you that type that stops trying once you get a taste? You need to stay young at heart and keep fanning those flames. Plan thoughtful dates, surprise her with flowers, treat her like royalty. Take her on vacations, send heartfelt letters, or just express your gratitude regularly. It's an instinct for men to woo women. We all know that. But what do you do when you've got her? That'll determine if she wants to stick with you for life or not. What do women want? That's a question that has been asked forever. They've written books about it and made films and TV shows out of it. Still, there's no solid answer to it. But why? First, women are complex. But second, and more importantly, they keep their real interests secret. No wonder it takes longer for women to fall in love. Yeah, you heard that right. Here's what a study in the Journal of Social Psychology has to say. Number 1, humility. This might come as a surprise because it seems counterintuitive, but listen up. Humility isn't about thinking that you're shrinking violet. It's about knowing that you are worthwhile while realizing that you're not the cosmic center. No one likes a braggart, especially not the sour lemons. If you're constantly puffing out your chest, a real woman, the kind that you should only want to be with, will see through it. She will see the insecurity crying out for help. However, humility, aka the quiet confidence, now that's sexy. It shows that you're at ease with yourself. You don't feel like you have anything you need to prove to anybody. But beware, women can also see through fake humility. You know, the kind that loves to put himself down publicly. Real humility is knowing your worth and being secure about it. Women love that. Number 2, a commanding presence. We all know women love confidence in men, but there's this commanding presence, an air of authority that some confident men lack. Yes, women will want you if they know that you're capable. They'll want you more if they know that you know it. But they'll love you if your presence exudes it. So, how can you develop this commanding presence? Well, it doesn't come from the chiseled jaw or sharp features. It's about the character etched into your very being. It is the strength in your eyes, the honesty in your smile. You don't gotta be a model. You just have to be the best, most genuine version of you. This takes being comfortable in your own skin to a whole new level, and trust me, women will love it. Chapter 3. Maturity with a touch of nonchalance. Of course, no human wants to have a baby for a partner, so they need someone with some maturity. It's not enough to take on your responsibilities as a man. How you do it also matters to women. The ability to navigate life's curveballs with grace and composure is at the core of maturity. A mature man comprehends the importance of owning up to his actions and taking responsibility for his mistakes. He makes sound decisions even in high-pressure situations. But what happens when things don't quite go as planned? Now that is the test. You see, women especially love men who aren't bothered by life's minor nuisances. You might think that women want men who are constantly tied up in a web of stress, always busy worrying about every little thing. That's not true. Stress is not appealing. Women are attracted to men with a touch of nonchalance to them. Not the type that's reckless or lazy or irresponsible, but the type that does not let the small stuff get under their skin. A traffic jam, a snide comment, or a missed bus won't ruin your day. That's the kind of carefree that turns heads. Number 4, honesty. Alright folks, pay attention because this is as vital as air for a scuba diver. Honesty is your gleaming armor, your shining beacon amongst a sea of personality traits. You've probably heard many times that women can't handle the truth. While that is very debatable, here's what's not debatable. No one wants a liar. The thing is, those kinds of quotes are not talking about a king who only wants to attract a queen and keep her. You just can't build anything worthwhile on lies, and women know this. If you can't be counted on to keep your word, why should she respect you? Or for that matter, why should anybody? Sure, life throws curveballs, plans change, surprises pop up, but if you're the guy who's always pulling a disappearing act, churning out excuses and breaking promises like they're cheap glass, well, pay attention to the sound of the door. That's her love for you leaving. Now that we're halfway through the video, why don't you hit that subscribe button to support the channel? Do the same for the like button if you're enjoying the video too. All done? Let's get back to the list. Number 5, the willingness to get dirty. This is more than just having the technical know-how, it's about having the gusto to dive headfirst into challenges. Picture this, a pipe bursts in your home. Well, some might panic. A real masculine man calmly declares, I got this. He may not have all the answers, but he is eager to roll up his sleeves and tackle the issue to the best of his ability. Women absolutely pick up on these qualities. This isn't just a scene straight out of a Hollywood movie where a guy fixes plumbing. It's a reflection of a deep-rooted attraction to resourcefulness, capability, and resilience. Much like how men are drawn to the nurturing and caring facets of femininity, women can't help but be captivated by the rugged side of masculinity. It's a dance of yin and yang, and that's how long-lasting relationships are built. Number 7, dominance. Just hold on a minute, guys. I'm not advocating for becoming a tyrant or treating women poorly. That's not what we're here for. Dominance, when done right, is a masculine trait that women everywhere secretly admire. What I mean by dominance is having the confidence to take charge, Make decisions and lead the way. It's about having the guts to take the initiative, whether it's planning a day out or guiding a conversation. But listen, you've got to be careful not to cross over from dominant to tyrant. I'm not talking about being controlling or overpowering. Real dominance means stepping up to the plate when the situation calls for it, making decisions that benefit both of you, and leading with kindness and respect. When you exude dominance, you are sending a message that you are very capable. You are reliable. You're a natural leader. And let's be honest, that's just attractive. Gives her a sense of security, knowing that she's with a man who has things under control. A woman needs to feel safe with her partner, and that safety won't be there if you're clueless about what you want or can't make important decisions. Number 8, mastering your emotions. Look, my dude, we all have feelings. We're human beings, and women understand that better than anybody. But here's where the men separate themselves from the boys. It's all about how you handle those emotions, my friend. Picture this. You're out with her, and some guy makes a pass at her. How do you react? Do you fly off the handle, fists clenched, ready to brawl? Well, that's the reaction befitting a boy. If you want respect, you must act like a man. Stay calm, keep your cool, and show her that you're not threatened. The moment you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the situation, and with that, you lose your respect. This applies to all emotions: anger, sadness, frustration, fear, even happiness. Feel them by all means, but do not let them rule you. A man who's a slave to his emotions is like a ship without a rudder, tossed about by the unpredictable winds of life. That's not the kind of guy a woman respects. Seriously, guys, don't buy the idea that a woman wants a vulnerable man. As I said earlier, it's okay to feel your emotions like the human that you are, but it's not okay to show that you are broken and you have no direction in life. It is perfectly okay to be vulnerable, but you cannot be a baby. You get me? She wants someone who can steer through the storms, not someone who capsizes at the first sign of trouble. Listen up, because I'm about to give it to you straight. If you're wondering why girls aren't giving you a second glance, it's not just bad luck or the universe playing tricks on you. It's about what you're doing, or rather not doing. If you're tired of being overlooked, it's time to face the cold, hard truth. Chapter 2, Lacking Social Awareness. Newsflash, the world doesn't revolve around you, bud. It's time to step out of your bubble and start paying attention to the world around you. If you're too busy being self-absorbed, you are missing out on countless opportunities to connect. Whether it's ignoring someone's cues to exit a conversation or dominating every conversation, it's a glaring sign of social stupidity. Girls are drawn to men who can hold their own in social situations. That means listening more than you speak, picking up on nonverbal cues, and knowing when it's time to back off. Nobody likes a conversational bulldozer or somebody who doesn't know how to read the room. Chapter 3, Lack of Ambition. Let's get real here. If you're coasting through life without any ambitions or goals, don't expect girls to be flocking to your side. A man without a clear sense of purpose is, well, directionless and unappealing, basically boring. Whether it's a career path, a hobby, or a passion project, have something that you are genuinely excited about. That's like a magnet that draws people in. Women are attracted to men who are driven, who have dreams, aspirations, who are actively working to make them a reality. It's not about having it all figured out. It's about having the hunger to achieve something more. So, quit lounging on the sidelines and start pursuing something that sets your soul on fire. Trust me, your newfound ambition will turn heads in ways that you never imagined. Chapter 4, Faking Confidence. Pretending to be confident won't get you very far. Girls are pretty quick at seeing through the facade of this crap. True confidence isn't about putting on an act. It is about embracing your strengths and weaknesses and owning them without any apologies. If you're trying too hard to appear confident, you're just highlighting your insecurities. Instead of trying to mask your vulnerabilities, work on building genuine self-assurance. It's not about being the loudest guy in the room or boasting about your accomplishments. It's just about believing in yourself, staying true to your values, being comfortable in your own skin. Chapter 5, Playing the Victim. Life's tough, we get it, but constantly playing the victim is a massive turnoff. It's time to stop blaming your circumstances and start taking control. Successful people face challenges head-on and they find solutions. If you want girls to see you as a catch, show them that you're a problem solver, not a pity party. Chapter 6. Uninspiring Conversations. If your idea of a conversation is limited to small talk and cliché lines, no wonder you're not getting anywhere. Look, if your interactions with women are as exciting as watching paint dry, you can bet your bottom dollar they're not going to be looking at you. Meaningful conversations are like a breath of fresh air in a world filled with small talk and mindless chit-chat. Imagine this scenario. You approach a woman, you strike up a conversation, and within minutes you're both engaged in a deep, intriguing discussion. The conversation just flows effortlessly, and you're genuinely curious about her thoughts, her experiences. Contrast that with the mundane script of, "Well, hey, how's your day?" Or, "Hey, nice weather we're having, huh?" Dude, come on. Women are drawn to men who can stimulate their minds, challenge their perspectives, and spark their curiosity. If your conventional conversational toolkit consists of the same tired lines and topics, no shit girls aren't looking your way. If a girl respects you, you've already won. But how do you get her to respect you? Well, there are many ways to show off your status and do certain things that will make her fall for you. And if you can't represent yourself well, how will she ever see your value? The answer is never. You have to make her somehow aware of your value. Chapter 1. Your frame. Yes, it's the same thing again. However, it is so important. It is an unspoken way that will instantly get you respect. I'm talking before you guys even speak to each other. She'll already have an imagination of how you would be like, and she's probably even a little intimidated by your presence. There is nothing wrong with that as long as you don't talk like a creepy, desperate guy. The next thing is that a good frame will get you into rooms more easily. People will appreciate your presence more since you can protect them. People will generally be more nice to you and invite you to certain places. Another additional benefit, girls notice this. Now, dressing really well goes hand in hand with your frame, hence why I keep it in the same chapter. You can wear the cleanest shirt. If you have skinny arms or a huge belly, you still look bad. If you can dress well and you have a good frame, oh boy, you're in for a huge social change. A lot of people are going to want to talk to you. And if you approach girls, your chances of succeeding are very high. Dressing well is a game changer, and it will instantly get a girl to respect you. Now it's your turn. If you still talk like an incel or an insecure boy, you'll fall even harder because their expectations are so high for you. It's the same with being extremely attractive. It can go both ways depending on your personality. Chapter 2. Having boundaries. If you're always available and willing to do literally everything to make it work with a girl, chances are she's not going to respect you and eventually leave. When can we go on a date next week? Oh, I have nothing to do the whole week. Yikes, what are you doing with your life? You should at least have some kind of obligation to be somewhere. If it's a sport or going out with friends, it don't matter. Live your life, have a schedule. I get that you really want to make it work with her. Unfortunately, it has the opposite effect. Another way of having boundaries is telling her no sometimes. If that scares you, then you better make yourself ready to have her leave you for someone who will say no. Girls want a leader, someone who can lead them through life so that they can turn their brain off when they're with you. Sometimes. It's not a guaranteed recipe there, everyone's different, so. Now, how can you lead if you're scared to say no? That is a question. She might react annoyed, but in reality, she generally wants a guy that leads. You have to give her daddy energy. That's the only way she's going to envision a future relationship with you. Chapter 3. Have an ego. Before we get into this chapter, I want to talk a little bit about ego. Many people think that ego is something inherently bad. However, how do you want her to respect you if you don't respect yourself? You should be proud of yourself and your achievements. If you don't have anything, then that's time to make yourself proud. Now it's the best time to get out there and build that dream physique, pursue your financial goals, and work hard.
because it's gonna be rough. Through this way, you'll slowly develop an ego, which is normal since you put a lot of effort into those achievements. Girls love guys that have egos since they like to tame the beast. They will try and break you, test you. If you have a big ego, it also creates a bit of a sense of mystery, depending on how you execute it.
While you're going through the journey of self-improvement, you need the right guidance to efficiently level up in life. All the different aspects of self-improvement are brought together in the 0.1% blueprint. The name already gives it away. You're going to have access to all the information that'll drastically transform your life. Since the gym plays a critical part, we included an advanced gym program that's fully customizable to your needs. If you're ready to take that next step in your journey, click that link in the description down below.
Why is this guy so confident? They're eager to find out. It's interesting, and it's a fun game they like to play. When they're driven by curiosity, they're more likely to engage with you. That's why you should never tell her every single detail of what you're doing during the day. That's a quick way to lose her curiosity. Now, watch out. If you show off your ego but you got nothing to back it up with, you will fall harder than a rock. Girls have a fantastic, unbeatable bullshit meter. Again, generally. If you're all talk, you will not do well with girls. It's a real turn-off for them. What you say doesn't matter that much. They'll pay more attention to your actions. Chapter 4. Have your life in order. Alright, listen up, brother. There's nothing wrong with living with your parents, but if you really want to get a girl to respect you, you have to show that you can live independently. And a lot of girls or people in this day and age still live with their parents, but there are plenty of ways that you can show independence. It's attractive. How many times have we discussed leading women on this channel? Quite a lot, right? It goes hand in hand with living an independent life. It shows that you can handle yourself, you can handle life on your own, and that you've already passed all the financial and the mental challenges that come with it. She doesn't have to worry about meeting your parents as soon as she steps into your place. I know a lot of people are too young or don't have the finances to already live alone. It's no problem. What matters is what you're doing right now. If you're not working for a change in your life, then there's a problem. Get a job, work hard, and get that experience. Chapter 5. Don't be too clingy. Okay guys, dudes being too clingy is really weird and it's a bit feminine, not that there's anything wrong with that, but you get what I'm saying. A guy should be able to distance themselves to a certain degree. If you're always talking to each other or in each other's company, things will eventually fall apart. A man needs to have his own life, his own goals, and his own social circle. If your only friend is that girl, you're dependent on her and she knows that. It's not very attractive. That's why you should never drop your friends when you have a girl. You will eventually lose that girl and maybe even your friends, or at least damage the connection. Another big turnoff that you should never do is talking bad about your friends. It's a sign of clinginess and, again, a turnoff for that girl. But why is it a turnoff, Mr. YouTube man? Well, a girl wants a guy that's wanted so that she can chase him and feel like she won the prize. If you make her lose that feeling by putting her on a pedestal, then chances are high that she'll also lose that attraction. Now, don't get me wrong, you have you have to show interest, you have to. Otherwise, she probably won't chase. Showing interest and flirting is completely fine and is totally necessary. It's the clinginess that you want to avoid. Chapter 6. Increase your value. If a girl sees that you're actively trying to become a better person and level up in life, she'll respect that. However, it can't be working out a few times a week. That is minimal and it doesn't really show your dedication towards a goal. Work hard to get it done and set clear boundaries. For example, you may leave a party earlier in order to complete more work. Simple things like that will set you apart from the crowd. Another simple way to increase your value is by simply dressing well and having good hygiene. It's time to test that. I want you guys to dress nicely for 1 week and see how you get treated differently. You will 100% notice a difference. It's time to throw away the streetwear and the ugly t-shirts and the childish prints. You want to be respected and not treated like a gamer so that you have to make these simple changes in your appearance. Seriously guys, the way that you dress makes a crazy impact when meeting somebody new, and you already know the first impression is really stupid important. So put in the effort every morning to have a good appearance for the day. Take that morning shower, dress well, groom your beard, make sure you smell nice, make sure your shoes aren't dirty, and voila, you have a true kickstart to your day. If you follow these 6 chapters, there is a huge chance that she will respect you immediately. But you will have to make sure that you can back everything up. Like I said, girls got a fantastic bullshit meter, so if you don't have anything to back it up, you're done. Then I'd recommend you get some achievements in the real world first. These do's and don'ts, they're for men, not boys. Chapter 1. Be adaptable. Alright, this is key. No 2 women are alike. You can't use the same playbook for every woman you meet. That is not how it works. Be adaptable. Stay on your toes. Learn to read her signals, her body language, her vibe. What works with one woman might be an entire disaster with another. Don't just try a move and expect it to work every time. Pay attention to how she's responding. If she's pulling back, maybe you're coming on too strong. If she looks bored, then maybe you need to step up your game. It's all about staying flexible and receptive. Being adaptable shows that you're not just some robotic pickup artist. It shows her that you're a human being who can actually connect to her on somewhat of a real level. Chapter 2. Don't compare her to other women. Now, for the love of all things holy, do not compare her to other women. Just don't. It's just a turnoff. It's a relationship killer. You want to make her feel unique, special, appreciated for who she is, not like she's just another notch on your bedpost. Comparison suggests that you're still hung up on your past, or worse, that you view women as interchangeable. Show her some respect. If you can't do that, then you've got bigger problems than just trying to turn a woman on. Chapter 3. Don't. Being desperate or needy. If you're carrying around that stink of desperation, I got news for you. You ain't fooling anybody. The ladies can smell that from a mile away. We all have needs. We all want connection, affection, and yes, of course, sex. That is being human. But there is a world of difference between wanting these things and needing them to feel okay about yourself. Clinginess, needy behavior, that is not attractive. It's pathetic. It is a clear signal that you are not comfortable in your own skin. You don't feel complete by yourself. You're seeking validation from somebody else, and guess what? That's not her job. She wants a partner. An equal, not some project she needs to fix. Desperation manifests itself in many ways. Perhaps you're too quick to respond to her text. You're always available. You shower her with excessive compliments. You're willing to change your plans at the drop of a hat for her. You might think you're being attentive, but you're not. You're telegraphing a lack of self-worth, and that's bad. So here's the deal. You want to be attractive to women? Well, start by being okay with yourself. By yourself. Know your worth. Have a life that you enjoy, independent of any woman. Pursue your interests, have friends, have passions. Let life be full and interesting. That makes you interesting. And don't try and hide your desperation behind any kind of indifference. That is just another form of neediness, and it is just as transparent. You want to know the real secret to attracting women? Be somebody who has something to offer. And I'm not talking about offering your desperation. Offer your presence, your passion, your ambition, your authentic self. Chapter 4. Do. Maintain strong eye contact. Now pay close attention here because this ain't a game. Eye contact is not some trick that you pull out of your pocket when you want to look interesting. It is a sign of respect, dominance, and interest. It's a silent communicator, and it's not just about holding a gaze. It is about how you do it. Staring blankly like a deranged psychopath will get you nowhere, dude. Not at all. You need to master the art of confident, engaging eye contact. You ever heard of smiling with your eyes? That's what I'm talking about. It's a nonverbal cue that you're present, that you are genuinely interested in the person that you're talking to. And let me be clear, do not flutter your eyelashes or go all soft and puppy-eyed. No, keep it strong, maintain that intensity, but keep it relaxed. There is a difference between an intense gaze and a death stare. When she talks, your eyes should be locked onto hers, not in an obsessive way, but just to show her that you care, you are giving full attention, that you find what she's saying important. And when you talk, your eyes should tell the same story your words do. And here's a pro tip: learn a triangle technique. You shift your gaze from one eye to another, and then to her mouth and back to her eyes again. This creates a sense of intimacy and sexual tension, my friend. But use this sparingly and wisely. But here's a word of caution: don't make it a staring contest. That is creepy. Break eye contact every now and then, but make sure it's always you who breaks it first. And when you do it slowly, intentionally, not like you're trying to dodge a bullet. Strong eye contact is a sign of a man who knows his worth, who's confident, assertive, and comfortable. So, next time you catch yourself looking at your shoes or scanning the room while talking to a woman, remember this: you are a man, and men don't shy away from holding a gaze, they own it. Chapter 5. Don't ignore her boundaries. Don't you dare trample over a woman's boundaries. It's not just disrespectful, it's pathetic. A real man knows when to take charge and when to step back. And you gotta believe me, ignoring a woman's boundaries is not a show of strength or dominance. It is a flashing neon sign that screams insecurity and desperation. If she says no or stop, you stop. That's it. Full stop. No arguments, no buts. Don't say anything, just say, "Oh, okay." It doesn't matter if it's the middle of a conversation, a date, or even an intimate moment. When she sets a boundary, you respect it. Period. No woman is attracted to a man who can't respect her autonomy. But here's the catch. Respecting boundaries doesn't mean you become a doormat. You need to respect and understand her personal space without feeling like it's all about you. It's not. This isn't a gray area, my guy. It's black and white. And trust me, if you can't understand this, you're no man. Chapter 6. Do. Demonstrate dominance in a respectful way. Now let's talk about dominance. Not the 50 Shades of Grey kind. The manly kind. And no, they're absolutely not the same thing. Being dominant is not about bossing people around or showing how macho you are. It is about holding your own, asserting your opinions, taking the lead, all while respecting others. When it comes to turning a woman on, this is crucial. Let's put this into context. You're on a date. Take charge, make decisions, but ensure that she is comfortable with them. Don't just be a jerk who decides everything without even considering her. Suggest, do not dictate. Lead, do not bulldoze. When you're interacting with her, show confidence. Be assertive, but always respect her space. Don't invade that personal bubble. Don't touch her without clear, unambiguous consent. Not necessarily verbal, but, if she's actually feeling it. Be a good judge of character, a good vibe judger, if you will. It's not that hard to understand. You can show dominance by the way that you handle yourself in a group, how you lead a conversation, how you respond to challenges, even by how you walk into a room. Show that you are in control, but you're not controlling. And trust me, when you strike that balance, the results are powerful. A man who's dominant yet respectful is like a magnet to women. Chapter 7. Don't brag or show off. This is so important. If you think bragging about your car, your job, or gym routine is going to turn a woman on, you're wrong. So painfully wrong. Flaunting your material wealth or achievements does not make you attractive. It makes you a peacock, and a pretty boring, tiresome one. A man who attracts women authentically does not need to broadcast his worth. His actions speak louder than his words. Do you honestly believe a woman is going to be turned on because you drive a flashy car or have a fat bank account? If you do, I have news for you. You are chasing the wrong kind of woman. They're out there, but, not the kind of woman you probably want. Instead, be humble. Let your character, your confidence, your charisma do the talking. Be the man who impresses her with his intellect, his wit, and his respect for her. Not the guy who can't shut up about his latest toys or conquests. Chapter 8. Do. Show genuine interest in her. Alright, so on to the next one. You want to know what really turns a woman on? Genuine interest. Not the feigned kind where you nod along while mentally planning what you'll do with her later tonight. That is, if you're worth her time. I'm talking about real, engaging, and a deep interest in who she is as a person. Ask about her passions, her dreams, her thoughts. Don't just go through the motions. Really, actually take a second and listen to what she's saying. Make her feel seen, heard, and valued. Trust me, there is nothing sexier to a woman than a man who makes her feel like she's the only person in the room. These aren't just tips, they are rules. Breaking them does not mean that you strike out, it means that you're out of the game. So either you play by them, or you can keep pretending, imagining you are God's gift to women. It's high time to fix yourself in the mirror, though.
You've heard it before, and you're gonna hear it again. First impressions matter, and when it comes to attracting women, those initial moments can be make or break. You see, it's not about playing games or trying too hard. It's about embodying a set of traits that are like a secret weapon in the dating world. I'm talking about the kinds of qualities that make women sit up and take notice the moment they meet you. Chapter 1, you take care of yourself. All right, let's start with a fundamental truth. Attraction isn't just about the words you say or how well you listen. It's about how you present yourself. And I don't just mean your wardrobe. I'm talking about taking care of yourself. Let me tell you, this trait is everything. First things first, let's talk about physique. It's no secret that women appreciate a man who's got it together physically. We're talking broad shoulders, a solid chest, a place where she can comfortably rest her head. Why is that so attractive? Well, it's not just about aesthetics, it's about what it implies. When you work out, it shows that you are disciplined, organized, ready to put in the effort. In other words, you're not just someone who she can rely on to protect her, you are someone who can take care of her. Now here's a truth that some men might find hard to swallow. Women, deep down, cannot resist a man who's not only good-looking, but good-looking and takes care of himself. It's in their nature. No matter what they say, they cannot deny it. It is biological. When you're good-looking and you're well-groomed, you're like a magnet. They know that you're in for a good time, and that is irresistible. Chapter 2, you're a patient listener. Here's the crucial damn thing, and without it, no woman will actually want to have you. You see, women, they are emotional creatures. They often see problems through a different lens than us men. They might hit the panic button at the slightest setback. They might need to unload their worries on you, perhaps even on a daily basis. Now, before you start thinking, here we go again, let me drop a truth bomb. This is a good thing. When a woman shares her worries and concerns with you, it's not just venting. It is a sign that she trusts you. She's inviting you into her world, showing you her vulnerabilities, and asking you for your support. It's a moment of connection and intimacy. It's how you respond to this that speaks volumes about the kind of man that you are. So, here's the deal. When she talks, you listen. I'm not talking about just nodding your head and pretending to listen. I mean really listening. Be attentive. Look in her eyes. Put down your phone and be present in that moment. Let her know that you care about what she's saying. Now here's a golden tip. Sometimes all she needs is a hug and for you to listen without offering solutions immediately. See, about 95% of the time, women aren't looking for you to swoop in with a fix. They're not seeking advice unless they specifically ask for it. So, resist the urge to play Mr. Problem Solver immediately. Instead, ask her. Easy phrase, but it wins so many boyfriend points or husband points. Do you want comfort or a solution? But do it with care and thoughtfulness. I get it, every woman's different, but at their core, they are fundamentally the same. They want to know that you are there for them, that you're patient, that you understand their need to express themselves. Now here's a real kicker. If she discovers that you possess this trait of patient listening, you can be her rock in times of turmoil. She will be drawn to you like a magnet. But why? Because she knows you've got her back. She knows when you have her back, she's gonna have yours, no questions asked. But here's the real gem. This trait isn't just about the long haul. It shines right from the start. Whether it's a casual fling or the beginnings of a deep connection, if you don't have this trait, you're not irresistible. You're missing out on a fundamental aspect of what women desire in a man. Chapter 3, you're truly confident. Now let's tackle a trait that often gets misunderstood. Confidence. You see, being confident doesn't mean parading around a room like you're the main character, shoving around other guys out of your way and constantly boasting about your achievements. That is not confidence. You're just being a jack-off. Real confidence is in the details, my friends. It's about how you handle those little mishaps and hiccups in your life, especially when you're with a woman. Picture this. You're on a date. Something doesn't go as planned. Maybe you stumble over your words while you order food, or you make a clumsy move. Here's the key. A confident man can laugh at himself. He can admit to his shortcomings. He doesn't let small blunders ruin the moment. He runs with them. It's about being comfortable in your own skin, embracing your imperfections, and not taking yourself too seriously. When you do this, you become vulnerable. You become real. You become the kind of man a woman dreams of. But why? Because you're not trying to impress her with some kind of thinly veiled facade. You're showing her your true self. That is attractive and it's endearing. But confidence goes just beyond being cool under pressure. It's about being decisive, taking initiative, and showing that you can trust yourself to make choices. It means that you can speak your mind, be an open communicator, tackle issues head on, even if they're uncomfortable. Women want to know that you can express yourself, that you won't shy away from difficult conversations just to protect your fragile ego. You see, it's not just about the physical stuff. Your looks, your physique. Women need to see that you are a man who stands up for himself and what he believes in. If someone pokes fun at you in front of her, you won't cower or react in a childish way. Instead, you will either assertively put that person in their place without being aggressive, or you will gracefully laugh it off and turn it into a playful exchange. This shows her you are proud of who you are. You trust yourself. And here's the kicker. If you don't possess this genuine self-assuredness, she'll sense it. She'll know that you're not secure in yourself, and that could be a major turnoff. If you come across as needy or dependent on her for validation or to boost your ego, she'll go see right through that. Trust me. It's not the path you want to go down. Chapter 4. Make her laugh or make her leave. Alright, let's get real for a second. If you can't make a woman laugh, might as well pack your bags, because you're in for a monochrome existence. Women, my friend, they want to have fun. 'Cause girls just want to have fun. The voice. They crave those moments of pure joy and laughter because it's like a magic elixir for their souls. You're the one who can provide that. You become unforgettable, my friend. Laughter brings a woman into the present moment. It melts away her worries and insecurities. It makes her feel alive and, more importantly, makes her feel good. So, if you can't give her that, you can't whisk her away from the mundane and into a world of laughter. You're not doing yourself any favors. Now, I get it. Humor can be a tricky thing because what tickles one person's funny bone might leave another one cold. That's okay. People have different senses of humor. And that's what makes the world interesting. But here's the crucial, very, very important thing. If you and your lady can't find at least some common ground in the laughter department, you're in for a rough ride. If you're constantly straining to be someone that you're not or fit into her idea of what's funny, it's not going to work out. It's like wearing a mask all the time. It's exhausting and you can't breathe properly. You should be with someone who appreciates your true self and laughs at your quirky jokes, even the ones that only you find hilarious. Now, here's a bit of a harsh one. If you can't be your authentic self around each other, if you're not able to crack jokes or turn dull moments into something fun, it's not meant to be. It's just not. I'll let that sink in for a sec. Don't try and force it. Don't waste your precious energy, your time trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. And remember, it's not about seeking validation through laughter or bending over backwards to make her laugh. It's not the foundation of a healthy relationship. But if you are both genuinely having fun and enjoying each other's company, that's such a good sign. But if you're just together because you've been through similar trauma or share a troubled past, it's not love. That's emotional codependency, and it's a recipe for disaster. Being irresistible to women isn't about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's embracing these traits, making you a better person overall. When you're confident, a patient listener, take care of yourself, and make her laugh, you'll become the man she'll find absolutely irresistible.